Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news reads, see the list of items Makinde used to overcome coronavirus as he promised that no Oyo citizen will die of the pandemic. Alright, but before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish videos on YouTube. Alright, let's look at the news in detail. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has disclosed what he did in isolation in order to become negative of the coronavirus. The governor had announced that he was positive of the disease and went into isolation. He got all cleared and announced he had become negative on Sunday night. But speaking on phone with Fresh FM, a radio station based in the state, Makinde gave account of his time in isolation and how he was able to test negative after earlier testing positive. Maintaining that he remained asymptomatic, Makinde said he only put in effort to boost his immunity and use his time in isolation to regularly exercise on the treadmill. In boosting his immunity to overcome the virus, he said he consumed vitamin C, carrot, as well as black seed oil mixed with honey. He consequently urged all residents of the state not to fright, saying that local solution existed to boost immunity and overcome the virus. According to him, he said, my very good friend and brother, Dr. Moiden Olatunji, is the one in charge of the primary health care for Oyo State. He came to me and said, look, I am going to send to you this black seed oil. It boosts immunity. So I mixed it with honey and took 1 teaspoon in the morning and 1 in the evening. So there are local solutions to boost immunity. Our people should not fright. Just as I have been able to get the virus out of my system, so will it be for majority of our people, Makinde said. According to Makinde, his days in isolation also offered him a time to rethink his programs and policies for the state, as well as how to handle the socio-economic effect of COVID-19 on the state. According to him, he said, I have lost a little bit of weight, which I think is good. When you are in isolation, the tendency is just to watch television and eat. I was eating amala, but I was also using the treadmill. It has also been a period to reflect and look at the programs, policies, and the things we want to do for the people of Oyo State, and also reflect on how the COVID-19 is going to affect us socially and economically. Makinde also on Monday promised the commitment of his administration to ensuring that no citizen of the state dies from contracting the virus. Speaking during the opening, the 100-bed infectious disease center, Olodo Ibadan, meant to serve as isolation center in the state, Makinde said what was more imperative was for residents of the state to adhere to social distancing and hygienic practices. While announcing that he has taken over as head of Oyo COVID-19 task force, Makinde described as jobless those who criticize him for handing over headship of the task force to former Chief Medical Director, University College Hospital, Ibadan, Professor Timitokpe Alonji. He said his decision in relation to tackling coronavirus in the same way informed by advice from medical experts. We are all in an uncharted territory, so we may not be 100% perfect, but I want you to continue to give us your support because we are here to work for you and we are here to ensure that no life is lost to this pandemic. Our measures are all worked in progress, so where we see any need for improvement, we will work on improvement. Let us keep observing social distancing, good hygiene practices. They told me that the virus itself is fearful, such that washing of hands with soap and water destroys the virus. Some jobless people have been talking about who I should hand over to, whether it should be a professor of virology. I am not a professor of virology myself. When the expert speaks, the people in positions of leadership only need common sense. They have a room there where they cross-pollinate ideas, discuss and challenge themselves, and come up with the best course of action, Makinde said. Speaking further, he emphasized that he would not declare a total lockdown until the state government had all the needed palliatives and had the data to ensure that the right persons get the palliatives. We have been very deliberate in not directing a total lockdown until palliatives are in place. A major challenge for us is the fact that we need to cut out the middlemen, and we also have to ensure that those who actually need the palliatives are those who get the palliative, Makinde added. All right, that's the news, and it's really an interesting one. Just opening up and telling Nigerians what he did that brought about the victory over the COVID-19. I think that's one of the things that has been lacking for a while. All the people that we've heard have recovered. Nobody was able to tell us as a people the kind of drugs they were taking, the kind of hygienic attitude that they started exhibiting, what they did, what were the local things that they ate that ended up boosting their immunity and make them to live above the virus. That was the major challenge. Nobody had ever opened up. I think Seyi Makinde is the first person. At first, the Oni of Ife came up that he knows how to handle it using herbs, and didn't make mention of a lot of stuffs. He mentioned some local leaves that can help get it fixed. But then it has not been, that wasn't the confession from the mouth of a person who had, been infected before. But in the case of Seyi Makinde, he's been in that trap despite the fears, despite, the troubleness of heart. He said those were the things he took. And I'm going to mention it once again. Maybe you didn't really pay good attention to it when I was reading. He took carrot, and after taking carrot, vitamin C also was another thing that he took. And then he now talked about the black seed oil, which he mixed honey with. And just a period of 1 week or so, he was able to conquer the virus, coronavirus, which means these are some of the things that needs to be broadcast, to nooks and crannies of the world, so that people will hear. It must not always be so scientific, scientific in the sense that it must come in form of a drug. Right now, what we need is to see how we can cure people of this sickness. Imagine what is happening in Italy. Imagine what is happening in United States of America. People are dying, on a daily basis. We see it that the numbers are increasing on a geometrical progression. Let's see how we can introduce these things to them, and then we'll see what will become of their situation. Most people have been saying that the wave produced by this 5G, it's one of the things that worsen the situation, worsen the symptoms of this coronavirus. And here some people talk about that in Italy, they have it in Wuhan. It was also there. So the situation was getting bad on a daily basis. That's for those who contacted the virus. But however, I think a lot of people also say that it has nothing to do with it. Two different, standpoint. But right now, I think with what Seyi Makinde, a governor, had told Nigerians, I think it should be put into test. The black seed oil should be acquired, vitamin C also, and carrot with honey should be given to those people who are currently infected, especially those who are in a very serious situation. Give it to them. Let's see what will happen in the next 1 or 2 weeks. And from there, we can affirm, tell the world it's not bad for the solution to this whole, pandemic to come from Africa. It's nothing bad about it. You understand? So I think that if that is done automatically, it will help to bring Nigeria into the global limelight. All right, and I just want to read one or two things that people have written. And this one says, "Congratulations, sir, you will not die before your time, in Jesus' name." And another one here says, "Congrats, your healing shall be permanent in Jesus' name." This one said, "This man did not look like COVID-19 patient." Now, you sabi you. I don't know how they look like. There are some people who have it, but then the symptoms have not shown, so you may not really know. And I don't even know if there's anyone who have really seen, a COVID-19 patient before. What we know is that he was tested positive, and with a short period of time, he's now negative, and he has spelled out some of the things that he took, and I think it's not out of place. You understand? So, all right, we are going to be looking at another person, and this one said there are some men who are still on their knees praying for Nigeria. Every discharge case is an act of God. Well, as much as I'm praying, I think we also owe the duty of doing the right thing, a duty of making sure you adhere to the instructions given, you carry out the hygienic attitude that will help you, not to be infected, and you also take things that will help boost your immunity, because it is said that a walk without faith is dead. Show me your faith, I'll show you my work. So work is very, very important at this point. All right, that's where we're going to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let us interact. What's your position about this? Do you think that if this is tried, it will help?